So we're gonna get coaching by this guy right here. So it seems like he's challenger, casted in one trick. I seen him play on stream before too, so he's a really good player. So looking forward to it.
A clever fox is never caught.
Let's just look at your first few levels. So you're playing. Do you have pawn plating?
I think I do, or I have second min maybe. I'm not too sure about the runes, but I definitely went resolve second.
Yeah. That I saw. That's why I was.
Oh yeah, I do.
For the specifics. Yeah, you have pawn plate. That's fine. Yep. So what's your hypothesis of this lane? Like, how do you want to?
I think just like holding the wave on my side and then trying to get to 6 and then look for like roam opportunities and look for skirmishes.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, so this is one of those matchups, which is Sylas loves playing a volatile lane, right? Like he loves it when you're both like 30% HP. Ahri, you kind of prefer playing a higher HP lane, especially into a champ like Sylas, because you kind of like volatility as well, like you don't mind it, you know? But yeah. Sylas likes it so much more that you really want to play a bit more. Like, I don't like this. Because you're walking up so close, you see?
Yeah, so, like, you think I should stand a bit like further back then, yeah?
Yeah, just stand here. When he auto-attacks, I auto-attack max range W and stay in this like kind of max range, you know? I don't really want to go up close and personal into a Sylas. And look how close you are. Like, you're already almost in auto-attack range.
Yeah.
So I'd much rather just play from range, take these like 100-0 trades, not really take damage. And if Sylas wants to engage on me, then I trade on my own terms, I trade with my minions, you know. I get a very, very good chunk. A lot of auto-attacks on the back end. And yeah, I mean, where you're standing right now, pretty good. Avoid damage from the Q, very nice. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty good. Again, we want to make sure that we are not getting hit by the E2, because he's always gonna E this minion, right? Like he's looking for E here into E2U, right?
Right.
That's what he's looking for. So what we can do is we can walk back a little bit more, where we are still in range to punish the E, but we're already kind of in a position where we can hide behind this minion when the E2 comes.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because now this makes the lane. You do a beautiful trade on the other side of this. Like this is very nice. I think going for the extra auto with his Q coming up is a bit too much here, but overall, like your response was pretty good here. I would still like prefer you being just full HP here, you know, because then that would make you that would make your bases so much better. Because now you might have to base on pretty low gold, right? Because you're a bit low HP. I also don't even mind if you use E reactively in this matchup, by the way. Just like when he tries to like jump in, then just like have E available. And
oh, do you mean when he tries to E on me, like the second E?
Yeah. No. Like just when he tries to EW, because he's gonna try to do that a lot. Like for the E2, you should just like hide behind minions. But for the E1, like into W, you can just have your E, and then he doesn't get the healing. Then he doesn't get like a lot of stuff. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, because these are like quite low percentage to hit, and it also gives him a window to trade, you know? Like he's gonna EW here, because you don't have E, you see?
Yeah.
If you have E in this situation, he's completely fucked.
Yeah.
Then he's like getting mega out-traded, because your Q is guaranteed, you know? It's just...
Yeah. Probably like...
And he doesn't...
He would get third shot too, I think, here. Also, if I hit the charm,
yeah,
probably.
I mean... It's like very on the side of this, but yeah, you get the idea. Like he's not gonna get any real trade opportunities as long as you have your E. And that's like just like having it available, and just like having the threat of the E makes you be able to to be in that very nice position. And now, like you see, this is kind of uncomfortable because he has pretty good burst. And now you flash for flash, which is not that great. This is like very high threat as well. Now, this entire sequence and this like uncomfortable lane state, you could have prevented by just using Ahri reactively.
Yeah.
For like the first few levels at least. And just like putting an emphasis on staying high HP, just like putting it into focus. Now you can actually land these like max range Qs here. Like here, for example. You can just like Q through the minion to like punish the last hit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And just because I think this is a very, very good thing you can do as like a trade pattern is just land these max range Qs and still keep your E available to you. I kind of like disconnect the two, you know? Because up until now, like a lot of your combos were like always E into Q. But you can just like do Q and just have your E to protect yourself. Yeah, this is gonna be nice. Oh, that's... ooh. Okay. I mean, you can still play this with the... I mean, it's a nice roam by Senna. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. But like, it's not unfortunate Senna is on a roam timer, but yeah, it's... Yeah, I mean, it's also grab fight, right? So it's...
Yeah.
Wait, is Camille the support?
Yeah, it's gonna be the support, yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah, then I mean, this makes sense. I don't mind this too much. I think what you can do here is just like realize, okay, Camille is the support, supports are on roam timer, and it's a grab fight coming up. And yeah, I mean, it looks like a good pick, but it actually isn't. I think I got baited into this a bit by the Camille.
Yeah, I think it's just the vision, because I didn't have the vision of the Senna and the Graves there. And
yeah, exactly.
That's why I got baited.
Yeah, but I mean, to avoid this play, you would have to understand that they are on a roam timer, and this is a dangerous play to make. And then what you can do is you can not make this play, get your wave, force the Sylas to react to this, and then as Rumble does the same on top lane, he also pushes out. Yeah. Then you can all move to grubs, and then you can fight the grubs, which you're stronger for as long as you're all there, right? Because this was a bad fight because it's a 2v3, because enemies are already here, and the Babbitt is a bit far away, and because he was like on top lane. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, now we can't really contest anymore. Your top side gets a very good 2 picks there, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty rough for you to be there. So yeah, I don't mind this. What is your thought process now? What do you want to achieve here?
So I was thinking that I need to push this wave and then get Prio and probably look for Drake or like roam bot maybe, because they're like Velvet is bot side. So just play with her, and then also the bot is kind of pushed in as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I think pushing is fine. But I think you have to either you have to either push it instantly so that Sylas has to react to the wave, or you have to like not push it so that Sylas, when he comes back eventually, then you get like at least 1 or 2 trade opportunities, because you don't really want to be making a play right now. You don't have wood. Like, this is a very bad time to Drake. Your bot lane is also under tower, so this Drake, you have to ping this off, I think. Like, it's not really realistic to do Drake here. Just because, I mean, Sylas is not showing yet, and also, yeah, I mean, you don't know where the enemy jungle is, your bot lane doesn't have prio, and you don't have wood, so you don't really want to fight here. And he does get caught, so that's a bit unfortunate, but you deny the wave, so he's kind of losing the same amount here. I mean, it is kind of what it is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, not much you can do here. You can push the wave. That's something you can do. Just like delete another wave and just, yeah. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, we can just keep laning for a bit now. You have to be a bit careful with the Veigar root. It does a lot of damage. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I mean, I would not even mind if you just walk away here, like here.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to keep the distance so he cannot W you, right? At
Yeah.
all costs. Because that's what changes this trade from being a winning trade to a losing trade. Then especially if you get hit by the Q, which it's a Q max Silas, so it's gonna hurt a lot, right? Like that's where you took like a lot of damage. Yeah, okay. I like how you play this, like how you're like kiting away from the Silas. Like I think you played that really well. Okay. The only thing I don't like is how you guys are like splitting attention between people. But I think, yeah, I mean it's just a bit scuffed. But here, I mean, you just have to accept reality. Yeah, I think you play the skirmish pretty well at the start. Like here, this one is fine. I think here you can be a bit slower with your second ult. Just like wait for something to hit. Because you instantly go onto the graves, but Velvet misses the W and now you just don't really have spells for him. You know?
Yeah.
Like your ult W itself doesn't do all that much.
Yeah, I see.
And then yeah, I mean, by the time you have your E and Q back up again, which is like here, like now you just don't have ult anymore. Well, I think even if here you just ult in, either ult in onto the Silas and just like burst him with the Velvet and stuff, then Velvet gets the ult reset, you know, and then the fight is a bit easier, you get your ult reset as well, you can maybe ult out of the pit. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a bit nitpicky. It's still like very close and like very scrappy. And yeah, I mean, enemy also has a support here, so it's not even an advantage, right? So I like it that you just get back to mid and not really get caught up in the depths. Unfortunately, we got denied the cannon here. Not much you can do. But I'm not a big fan of this. Like, I think you're even just fine letting him do this, no? Just like, delete the wave, okay, you do this, insta reset. You're gonna have so much gold, so much like items. If he's deciding to hold the wave, he can hold the wave for like 10 minutes straight, you know? You're completely fine here. Now, the way we win this game is gonna be largely dependent on like how we can skirmish with the Velvet and how we can like get a takedown for the Velvet, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of similar in that sense to like Viego. It's kind of similar to like champs that get the takedown and then like snowball off the planet. Because he gets the ult and then he gets evolved and then he gets like pretty strong. So I think at this point, what we are playing for is just delete waves, have ult available, and fight with Velvet. And fight with Velvet and Camille if we can, because they are like both champs that align really well with how we want to fight and how we want to like get the takedown, get the ult reset, you know, and just do some crazy stuff. And just stay healthy in between. Like that's all we really need to do here.
Yeah.
Veigar is also scaling up, Rumble is also completely fine. Now the thing about this game is, you're very, very extremely heavy AP, right? So it can get a bit messy on the magic resist side.
Yeah.
So I would already kind of start thinking about getting Magic Pen at some point, or at least having some way to like. I guess there's the new Magic Resist item as well, right?
Yeah, but I tried it and it's, I don't know, like I
On
think
Ahri, I don't think it. Like,
yeah, it's I think voice staff is maybe like 90% of the games is better.
yeah, like 96% for sure. At least.
Yeah, it should be something like that. I actually tried it recently and it just doesn't do like a lot of damage. Like I don't know, I can't really.
Yeah, no, it's more supportive. I don't think you should be buying it. I think Rumble should be buying it.
Yeah.
But yeah. And now we can look for stuff. I also like the Leandri idea, by the way. I think it's pretty good. Like the enemy is a bit tanky. And you can kind of want to be... Like they are gonna have so much magic resist that you can't really go for a very one-shot burst style. So I don't mind this. Okay. I think you kinda rushed that EQ.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, by this point, I mean, okay, your first ult with the Camille, this was like a bit unfortunate. But what's really sad is your next ult was kind of used defensively, and which is like kind of a massive red flag, you know.
Yeah.
And then your next ult after this was this fight, which I believe the first, like, I don't mind this too much. But it's also like a bit scuffed, you know? Like a little bit scuffed. Because it's a man disadvantage fight. And now the next ult also is used defensively, which is, again... Now, you use 2 ults out of your first 4 ults defensively, which just puts you into this position of like... You want to be available for plays, you want to be able to make plays. And yeah, I mean, even here you just are baited by the Camille.
Yeah, that was a good dodge by him.
Yeah, yeah. But I think you can just Q here, by the way. Same thing, just like Q. And they have to respect it, and your E can still be used kind of reactively. But yeah, I mean, it's a good dodge by him as well. But I think it's very hard to, like, it's hard to say because let's say you're into a fizz, right?
Yeah.
And you use your E, and he dodges it with E. Like, that's a good dodge by him, but that's his entire kit, you know? And the same thing when Sylas has Camille ult. That's the only thing he's thinking about with the Camille ult, is that the moment Ahri E comes out, I'm gonna dodge it with my Camille ult, you know?
Makes makes a lot of sense about thinking
So,
about just holding it and then
yeah, because until he uses it, like he cannot really use it until you use your E, right? Because if he does, then you just land your next E, and then he just cannot play the fight anymore. So that's also one of those. Now, what I would just get away from this, because there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of weird things happening, and now the game is a bit like you're still 0 deaths, but this game got like really chaotic, right? And yeah, I mean, this was a good one. This is a very nice fight. Like this was I think the best fight of the game so far, like by far. And then you get this. I mean, yeah, this is beautiful. This is perfect. Like this is what you're looking for. Yep. I also like that you didn't do it there. But what I think happens here is even from your laning phase, there's kind of a pattern of you valuing your health very lowly. Like you have a very low value of health. You know? HP, I'm just gonna type. Because what happens with your impact is when you're full HP, then you have all the impact in the world, right? Like you can trade in lane, you can play the map, you're safe from ganks, you can like enter plays, especially if you have your ult available, you're very strong on full HP. You can go for skirmishes, you can go for anything, and you can also like get some trades. Now, this is also true for the enemy, right? Like if they are full HP and they are like thriving, then they are very happy to take a skirmish, very happy to take a fight, very happy to like just like wave clear, you know, like they are fine. Now, what you do in this game is that you kind of trade HP for HP a lot. And that comes from like you not holding your E and stuff, you know, we talked about that. But because you get solo HP, like what you do is you put yourself into a position where in the context of the lane, you might be at an advantage, right? You might be winning a trade by like 10%, you're 50% HP and your opponent is 40% HP, right? But that in the context of the game, like now compared to everyone else on the map, you got 50% lower. And if you want to be playing a champion that impacts the map, that's a very bad trade to make.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Like now into the Sylas, you're a bit stronger. Like, yeah, sure, you have a bit more like trading pressure or a bit more kill threat. But actually you don't really, because Sylas really likes to be in those like low HP situations. But your champ just doesn't really like doing that. You really want to be high HP so that you can be as impactful in these fights, and so that you don't have to use your ult defensively. So the entire problem of you using your ult reactively comes from a disrespect for the value of your HP. And that alone will, like, if you start playing the game, getting to like your level 7, level 9 spike, you know, getting to the I can one-shot the wave spike, like that's really good, because at that point you can delete a wave so fast that the enemy doesn't really have the time to punish you. And that allows you to have so much prio that you can move and you can enter these skirmishes with full HP, with your ult available. And until then, like just taking these 100-0 type of trades where you use your E reactively to the Sylas so he cannot do a lot of damage to you. Using your W reactively to his Q to like dodge the explosion damage, you know, especially since he's like Q-max Sylas. These are the small things that will add up to you being so much more healthy and so much more impactful in those skirmishes that you don't have to now use your like ult reactively. And that will also allow you to just be more impactful on the map in general. So now this is a bit of also matchup specific, because in this matchup, like you also extra don't like being low HP, right? Because he just like has a lot of threats, and yeah, I mean that also made you lose your ult reactively. But these things combined, I think just like valuing your life and just valuing being high HP so that you can be impactful in fights and skirmishes and on the map in general, and you also can be not a target for like ganks and like support roams or whatever it is. Like these are very important things in order for you to be feeling impactful on the map. And I mean, at this point you can absolutely carry this game, right? Like this is a completely fine game. But we already saw like so much room for improvement through just being healthy and through just using your ult for actual impactful game-winning fights.
Yeah.
That I think that alone can make you a much, much better player.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is clear?
Yeah, it makes total sense. And I think just about not getting into range, I think a lot of times, because like in the laning phase as well, I got into range of his W and then I didn't use the charm reactively, and I think that those things added up, and then I was put in the like really bad positions where ultimately like I had to use my R, and then it's like really bad to like impact the map, especially if you don't have R. Ahri is like the worst champ on the planet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, awesome. So this is what I'm gonna leave you with as a learning objective. So focus on your HP in lane. I mean, like value your life. Try not to take too much damage. and make sure, like, I would even review my first like 1 or 2 words, right? Like if I want to have like a review objective, just like your first 2 words, or like first 3 words, let's say, it's very good to review because that will tell you exactly the story of like how impactful your words were in the game.
Yeah.
And then you can like, let's say you find your first 3 words. Let's say here's an word, here's an word, and here's an word. You can see like what led up to that word use in like the 30 minutes or like 30 seconds prior. And that will also give you a very good idea of like, okay, how did I set up this skirmish? Like how did this happen? Did I use it defensively, offensively? You know, like what did I use it for?
Yeah.
And that will give you a very good idea of like, okay, and this is what I did. This is what I should have done. This is why I didn't find this. And now I can kind of use this to rewrite my intuition and actually improve my decision making for the future.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you as well. Appreciate it during the session. Thank you.